Yo, we are here. Balls to podcast. It is your host for this week, me and John. Elijah has obligations. I believe he's out of state, so obviously doing his thing as a musician and hard worker he is. Hopefully, getting that bag as he should before the holidays. We have a lot to talk about this week. A lot of NFL. Week 14 just happened. A lot of upsets. A lot of playoff scenarios and other things. And also, our fantasy football league, we're going to talk about as well. Playoffs start this week. A lot of things happened the last 2 weeks. But before we get into that, John, how are we doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good, Phil. We're chilling. I appreciate the invite to IBT last night. We got a little bet going with their host Lawrence. I bet a chocolatey dessert to whoever wins. The loser of the game, either the Giants or the Saints, has to buy the other something desserty, something chocolatey in the near future. So that's what we got cooking so far. How are you doing, Phil?
Pretty good so far. My matchup has some players that might not play this week, which makes me very happy. More of a fighting chance for me. But hey, we'll see how this goes. I'm the underdog in 2 out of my 3 fantasy football matchups this week, so excited to see where this goes. Also,
Are you in
Thursday
the
night
playoffs in
football.
all three?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, cool. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Our league underdog, IBTE league underdog, and then another league I'm in, I'm favorited. So 2 out of 3 underdogs.
Okay.
Also, hey, Ball Central podcast down below, audio, all your podcasting platforms. Sorry, tongue twister. But usually on the NFL pod drops like around noon every Friday, and we go live for NBA on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And if you want to see us, if you want to see the NFL pod on visual every Friday on YouTube at the Ball Center YouTube channel. So before we get into everything, Giannis last night. I know this is for NFL, but basketball we talk about as well. Giannis scored 64, I believe, on the Indiana Pacers, who's led up 5 50-point or more performances this year alone. And there
They're
was a
young.
big,
They're young.
yep, yeah, there was a big confusion about the game ball, etc., etc. A lot of drama. A rookie Pacer player being involved, Halliburton, Dame Lillard, Bobby Portis, etc., etc. Basically, to sum it up, um, the Pacers pulled their players with a certain amount of time. The Bucks kept their starters in so Giannis can get that record, and then eventually they pulled him out with 64 when he scored 64. Uh, one of the uh, one of the coaches grabbed the ball, who we thought was a game ball. Giannis thought it wasn't it, went to go charge behind the backstage looking forward, yada, yada, yada. Basically, the Pacers wanted to give the ball to the rookie Pacer player who is overseas and who scored his first points ever this year. So, congrats to that Pacers player. And then basically, a lot of arguing and bullshit happened. So, what do we think about it, John?
I think first thing to think about it is that the fact that there are two game balls. I think that's kind of hilarious. I think it's kind of on the NBA that this happened. Because who's watching this ball in the first place? You know what I mean? Was there an official that just was like, all right, we need a game ball. Here's the second game ball to the Pacers, or you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I think the NBA kind of dropped the ball here, and
Ha.
then the players over. I mean, hey, literally, and the players overreacted, and we got a lot of drama last night over a ball. So, I mean, I don't know. I've never scored 64 points in a game, so it might feel like honestly like something I really want to hold on to. You know what I mean? But I just like, for example, bro, I have my stupid Casanova coin. Like,
And a brick.
I mean, and a brick. You know what I mean? Like, I want what I want. Is if it's mine, it's mine. I totally get Giannis' point of view. I just think a little overblown. I mean, maybe not really. I don't know. I'm just saying that I do think that I think it's kind of crazy how it worked out, and I don't know. Whose fault do you think it is, Phil? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I think
Like, I'm saying NBA.
Giannis 64 points. It's a franchise record, I believe, the most scored in the franchise history. So Giannis
Uh-huh.
should have that right to the ball, in my opinion, just because
Mm-hmm.
he did all that hard work, and he's one of the best players in that franchise history. And
Sure.
if it's a piece of that could be, you know, a piece of history right there, NBA history, not only Bucks history but NBA history.
Sure.
64 points right now is a big deal since the highest is 100, even though it doesn't really count because no footage or record of it.
The last
But
person to do it was Kobe, right?
Kobe 81, right? I
So
think
yeah.
Booker was the next highest, like 71 against
Okay.
Boston. But that is a piece of history with the NBA and the Bucks, especially since the Bucks were at Milwaukee. So I think Giannis deserved to have the right. It was just on figuring out which ball was which. Because sometimes in the NBA, they have like a whole rack of balls, just like any basketball arena would, just in case a substance gets on the ball or they need to switch it out if it's wear and tear, et cetera, et cetera. So it all depends on which one is the actual ball. Because the ball that the rookie scored his first points with could be a completely different ball on when Giannis scored his 64th point with.
It could be
So
the same ball. It doesn't
the
matter.
same ball
It's
could be a different ball, yeah. So
like
it all depends on basically, Giannis, I believe Giannis did, kind of overreact a little bit just because him staging the stage, yada yada yada. Even though it's his home court, I, the Pacers employees have no business trying to get the ball. Worst case scenario, talk to the Buck staff, let them know the situation, and then
yeah,
get the ball from there. You
coach to
can't,
coach. It should have been
yeah,
like,
coach to
hey,
coach,
no
staff to
offense.
staff, arena worker to arena
Yeah,
worker. Yeah, so that's the Bucks home arena. Worst case scenario, you should have let them know ahead of time. You should have communicated with them instead of attempting whatever the case is to steal the ball. So like I said, the Bucks home court, the Bucks facility, the Bucks staff workers, the Bucks coaches, they should have been the first ones on that ball, and then it should have went from there. You should have communicated from there. So
yeah. I mean, I think what they were originally trying to do was, I don't want to say stop Milwaukee, but like it was just, it seemed to be like it seemed to be like a hostile situation when originally someone could have been like, hey, this is super disrespectful. We're gonna need that ball back. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, also,
Like it. I don't know.
if you didn't want Giannis to score 64 and get a ball, you should have played defense better.
Sure. Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go. I
you
mean,
if you're that upset, Indiana, don't let him score 64. Don't let him break the record. He wouldn't want that ball if he didn't break the record.
yeah, and I don't even know if they want to like keep the ball. I just think like Halliburton was like, I had nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah, it was more of
And then he
the
was just like, you
coaches.
better go get that ball, and it was just like sure, like I mean,
Yeah, it was more on the Pacers beat. I mean, going back to the in-season tournament, the Pacers eliminated the Bucks earlier this year in the tournament. So I'm guessing Giannis, felt some type of way, wanted to get
a
his
lot of people are
payback.
saying that. A
He
lot of
got
people
it.
are
He
saying
got
that.
up 64, and then being petty, the Pacers decided to take that ball away for the rookie. I mean, yes, first points as an international player, someone whose dream was to play in the NBA, but I feel like that was a kind of a cop out to give an excuse to try to get the ball away to not have it Giannis for a franchise record. I'm pretty sure the franchise record for points, like 64 points for the Milwaukee Bucks, is the most in league in their history. Kind of trumps the rookie's first point scored because
Sure,
it might,
but Phil, there's like a clear piece of evidence of like a Bucks official, like the last shot
right,
being shot, the official catching the ball and passing it right over to the Bucks official. You know what I mean? So like,
right, and
regardless of if
yeah.
that was the ball or not, like I'm just saying, like
Yeah, sometimes they switch the ball out during the games as
sure
well. As
they
well, so
probably do.
it was kind of confusing to see which one was the real ball actually.
Yeah. So I
But
mean, it definitely could have gotten switched up or mixed up, but like the fact of the
communication
matter
helps.
that
Just
yeah.
communicate. That's all you got to do.
I mean, yeah, and then I think another thing that we're not communicating or they don't even know is that this rookie, after he got like out of the game, he went right into the, you know what I mean? Like they probably gave him the game ball, and he was just like, "Sweet, peace." You know what I mean? Just because, like, why would he stay on the court? He doesn't know
Because
anybody.
they lost, and after you go
Yeah,
to the game, you go back to the locker room.
yeah, exactly. I mean, hopefully it was a misunderstanding like that, and not an attempt to steal the ball. That's at least where I'm coming from. But
Hey, I
I mean, it
guess
was
we'll never know.
yeah. Well, or it'll play out in the later days. We'll have to see.
I mean, they do play again on New Year's,
It's gonna be a good New Year's. Tell
and
you that right
they
there.
signed they
Did Giannis
signed
drop 70?
they signed veteran James Johnson, known as one of the big bullies in the NBA, like big tough guy, one of the players you don't want to mess with. The Pacers just signed him, so
I
he'll be there
guess.
for the Bucks game. So
Like
he might be their muscle. Um,
maybe.
Also, we have a lot of NFL to talk about as well. Let's just kick
Big
things
facts.
off with Thursday Night Football. We both picked the Steelers to win because
Yeah.
we thought Patriots going back to Zappy. We thought things were going to be terrible. Well, Zeke had his best game of the year. Juju Smith-Schuster had 90 yards on the air, and Bailey Zappi threw 3 touchdowns with 240 yards. So we were wrong.
We were,
So
but It was a closer game than I was expecting.
Yeah, because the Patriots were up like 21-0 or 21-7
Yeah.
at half, and then the Seahawks came back.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the Steelers right now? Is it time to just like get rid of everybody, like Coach Tomlin, et cetera, et cetera?
No, absolutely
Start
not.
brand new?
I mean, if you want to completely ruin this franchise, be my guest. But I mean, Mike Tomlin is somebody who wins no matter what. He is the flower that grows in concrete. Okay, like people are like fishing for guppies. He's fishing for whales. Okay, like I mean, yeah, Kenny Pickett's not 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they were playing with a backup quarterback the whole time, were they not?
Yeah, I think Mitch Trubisky was his first start.
Yeah, that was his first start. So I mean, it's just, I mean, I thought they played well. I thought they could play better. I don't know. I mean, they're crucial. There are crucial plays in this game that determine this game. You know what I mean? And I mean, a backup quarterback making as many mistakes as he did, I think, kind of helped that. But I mean, I also came back, so I mean, I thought it was a good game both ways. I wasn't disappointed about it. What about you? What do you think?
Honestly, I think it might be time to change everything. Like
Really?
ship out everybody. Because you think about it.
That's crazy.
What were the last 2 losses for the Steelers?
That game and what other game? I don't know.
The Cardinals.
Look it up. Okay.
They lost to 2 of the worst teams in the NFL record-wise, like 2-3 losses max.
They're still in the picture, though, Phil. They're still in the hunt.
But yeah,
they could win the next 2 out of 4 games.
That's unacceptable, in my opinion.
What's unacceptable?
You lost to 2 of the worst teams in the league, with you being above 500. You should those 2 games you should not have lost.
I mean, one of them, his quarterback. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me Steelers.
Yeah, Arizona and New England were the last 2 losses.
Okay.
Those are both terrible losses, unacceptable by the Steelers standard, just by any standard. You shouldn't be losing. As a potential playoff team, you shouldn't be losing to teams like that.
I get that. They also lost to the Browns. I mean, they beat the Bengals.
The Browns have no problems to both those teams.
Well, yeah, I know. They're going to walk in the playoffs too. They beat Green Bay, who the Giants just beat. I mean, they beat Tennessee. I mean, that's not really a great game. They beat the Rams.
For me.
And they beat the Ravens.
For me, but the last 2-3 years have been we're just playing to get above 500. I mean, we haven't seen the Steelers make a meaningful playoff run in how long? Ever since Big Ben left?
Well, yeah, clearly because they haven't lost enough games to get good enough picks. But they're still making the playoffs, Phil. If you're gonna fire someone for making the playoffs, like that's where we've gone wrong.
That happens to coaches all the time.
Nah, not Mike Tomlin. Stop. Mike Tomlin, bro. For being good enough to be good enough, like, bro, that's a good coaching job. Okay. And if he had a healthy Kenny Pickett, he would be doing better. Because Kenny Pickett, as we've seen, has improved over this year, especially in the 4th quarter.
But
and that's when the Steelers lost.
How long are we going to accept? Hey, we just got over 500.
I'm going to see what happens at the end of the year. We saw 4 games here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I just think
in the last 4 games, they play the Colts, they play the Bengals again, they play the Seahawks, and they play the Ravens. All 4 good teams. So
they can finish way under 500.
They really could. They could go 0-4. But at the same time, what if they take it to Indianapolis and then imagine they beat the Bengals again? I'm just saying that's 2-0, and then you're going into the Seahawks Ravens. You really just need 1 win. You're probably in the playoffs.
But would you take this team seriously in the playoffs?
Yeah, with TJ Watt. I mean, if Kenny Pickett got healthier, yeah. If Kenny Pickett got healthier, that's the real key.
Even with Kenny Pickett, this offense has been shaky.
I know it has, but they just fired their offensive coordinator, so personally, I like that.
And then you saw the offense against New England.
Yeah, well, they had no offensive coordinator. What were they supposed to be doing? And you know what? They're playing the New England Patriots, who have been great in defense for the past 5 years. I saw y'all Patriot fans blowing up that chat on Thursday night. Like, woo! By the way, once you fire Bill, that's gone. You could screw the defense because no one's going to invest in your defense anymore because that's what Bill's been doing for the last 20 years. But whatever. All right? My point about this is, yes, the Steelers are not the best. You know what I mean? But honestly, they're not the worst either. All right? And if you fire Mike Tomlin, I don't care who it is, the Jets, the Giants, whoever the hell it is, someone needs to give that guy another head coaching job because all he's done is win. All he's done is win.
I wouldn't say win.
I mean, win enough. he's put together enough games. Like, that's what we talk about coaching. Daboll this year, bad year, right? Well, what happened in the last 3 weeks? He turned Danny DeVito into the guy, you know what I mean? With the saying, you know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, it's what have you done for me lately? And it's coaching. And you can see that's how the Steelers are winning.
But with the history of the Steelers and how they've done over like throughout the history in the NFL,
sure.
Would they be satisfied over the last 5 years of how they've done?
Yeah, I mean,
no.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying,
with that level of defense, you have T.J. Watt, and you're barely skating by 500, and at best 1-0 in the playoffs.
They also got Minka Fitzpatrick. They have names on this team.
Yeah,
all right, people just aren't fully healthy.
I mean, at this point, you have to wonder, like, how much longer can you keep this up until you have to say, hey, we have to officially start over because this shit right now isn't working.
Bill, it'd be blasphemy if they really started this over. I mean, if they fired Tomlin. Do you really think they're going to have to fire Tomlin? You really think he's on the hot seat?
He should be on the hot seat.
I'll put a bet on that. Definitely not. Are you kidding me, bro? If he wins 2 of these 4 games, they're in the playoffs.
And what they're going to do in the playoffs?
They lost to Kyler Murray in the Cardinals. They didn't just lose to any other Cardinals. Kyler Murray came back.
They lost to backup Bailey Zappi in the Patriots.
Oh, they lost to Patriots defense. Okay, that's what they lost to.
Who lost Judon and Christian Gonzalez, their 2 best defensive players.
I get that. I understand that. But hey, you're talking about the Patriots defense like they don't train to be the Patriots defense. They're a good defense. It's a bro. Yeah.
I know, like I said,
Bill Belichick is one of the best defensive coordinators in the history of the league. Okay, right. So I'm just saying, like he got out coached. Tomlin got out coached by Belichick that day, and the circumstances of him having a backup quarterback completely changed.
They both have backup quarterbacks,
but Zappi like has nothing.
Mr. Trubisky has more history and
Mr. Trubisky doesn't have anything. Mr. Trubisky's getting cut after this year.
He has more than Zappi.
Probably not. Are you kidding me? Zappi has nothing. What I'm saying is Zappi has nothing, and he has his back against the wall. What'd you say?
He has more experience than Zappi. He's like
what? Oh my god! Veteran? I wouldn't say veteran.
How long has he been in the league?
He's 5 years, but I wouldn't say veteran. He'd have to be good to be a veteran. He'd have to know something before he didn't know something to be a veteran. Okay,
I didn't say he was a good veteron. He was okay. He's a veteran.
Yeah, he's old. Are you trying to say that? Yeah, he is. He's plenty old. Okay, so yes.
Before we move on, I'm just saying that if you're a Steelers fan or a Steelers player, this shit isn't good enough right now. You have what 6 rings total? Am I right?
Sure. Yeah.
You've been one of the most legendary elite teams in all of NFL history. As of right now, this settling for 500 and going home bullshit is not acceptable. Either something has to change or start over. Plain and simple.
I guess. I don't know. What has to change though? Seriously. What if they don't fire Tomlin? What are you saying?
And what if the team goes barely 500 for the next 4 or 5 years and T.J. Watt walks, Minka Fitzpatrick walks? Then you have nothing for real.
I don't think they think that. I think they think that they're just a little bit injured this year. They were a little bit injured
last year. It's a
yeah.
Last 2-3 years.
I got that. But what I'm saying is like it has to be 4 years. It's gonna be like a pattern. We don't think it's a pattern yet. At least that's what I'm thinking.
And plus, the Ravens are getting better. The Ravens got better. The Browns got better.
The Ravens got better.
The Bengals. Yeah,
the Braves are
staying afloat.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. This is going to be a huge game.
The Steelers could be the worst team in this division, if we're being honest.
They could be the worst team in this division. Not saying that's not a possibility, but they could also make the playoffs.
I'm gonna say with the history of the Steelers and how they they used to have like deep playoff runs with Ben Roethlisberger and others, and you look at now, it's just been
not many others.
I mean, Big Ben, Antonio Brown, Mike. Sure. Like I'm talking about weapons.
Yeah, as a dynasty, they've had 2 dynasties in their history. Yes, you're trying to make it out like they're an amazing franchise, and they are. But what I'm saying is they've also had years of mediocrity. They've had years of
the last 4 or 5 years have mediocrity.
No, but they have years of just getting by with Mean Joe Green on the team. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like it's not this. I don't think this is anything new to Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? I think they're waiting for something. They're waiting for a piece and for it to fall in play.
Quarterback.
I mean, they like Kenny Pickett. They do. They need. That's what they're waiting for. I think. I mean, honestly, because I think Najee. They like Najee, but they like Warren. You know what I mean? They've seen with Warren build. That's another piece.
Also,
you know what I mean?
They had like 2 touchdowns on the whole year.
Yeah, they haven't got him.
And George Pickens has been off as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But we'll see how the rest. Like you said, 4 games left. We'll see how that plays out. Speaking about the Steelers, the division rivals, the Ravens,
Yeah.
overtime game against the Rams. Lamar and Stafford battled to get it to overtime, and only 10 seconds in, nothing big gonna happen, right? Kickoff return, Ravens win,
Yep.
and I think they are the number one seed currently in the AFC. This Ravens team, I think, could be scary in the playoffs. I think we might finally see someone host the AFC Championship that isn't Patrick Mahomes. I think the Ravens might be the best team in the AFC.
Well, right now they're the front runners, so they have
Yes.
4 games left. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean,
And Lamar has a good chance for MVP as well. So
he does have a good chance for MVP.
just because the Dolphins they lost to the Titans, the Kansas City Chiefs are struggling here and there. Lost 4 out of the last 6. So I mean, this is the perfect time for any NFC team, not just the Ravens, to pounce and try to win games because the whole 1, 2, 3 seed is wide open now, and the Jaguars like 1 game behind everyone. So and the Colts, so yeah, this whole AFC,
Houston, and
this whole AFC crown as of right now is up for grabs because we don't know if the Chiefs will turn it up yet this season because they usually do in the playoffs. But like I said, Ravens I think are in the front seat of the AFC right now, rightfully so.
I can see that.
I think they're the better all overall. I mean, they're the better overall team, like all around team. I meant to say, offense and defense.
No, you're right. They are. But it's going to be interesting for the next 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they're number 1 now, but
anything could happen. Yeah,
they could lose that, and like KFC could just win. KC could just win like their next 4. You know what I mean? It's just
that could happen too.
Anything could happen, literally.
Right.
So,
hey, it's gonna be fun come playoff time.
Big facts. What are we talking about next?
Jaguars. The Jaguars. We thought Trevor Lawrence wasn't going to play this week, so me and John both picked Cleveland, but it didn't matter because Cleveland won anyways. Trevor Lawrence I don't think should have played this game. They lost to elite Joe Flacco and the Browns. He threw 300 yards on the Jaguars, which is crazy.
I don't want to talk about it.
Elite Joe Flacco.
I don't like Joe Flacco, and he came out for that game.
He balled out.
He balled, and if he could do that in 2 out of the 3 games. You know what I mean? They make the playoffs.
No Deshaun Watson. This Browns team is injured to hell, and they're still finding a way to win games against the AFC South leading Jaguars, which is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
So I mean, I think the Jaguars kind of got scared and complacent. Like maybe we need Trevor Lawrence to play every single game. We'll make the playoffs, and this kind of bit him in the ass a little bit because who knows if that game made the Trevor Lawrence injury even worse. But
it did. Yeah.
They're stuck with it now. Now you need Trevor Lawrence in for the rest of the season to try to make the playoffs. So
and Houston's right on their tails too.
Houston and the Colts.
Yeah. So it's just like I don't want to count the Colts out because they do seem to be like a really good team, but like I also think I don't know.
Also the Texans, CJ Stroud has not practiced at all this week. Nico Collins as well. They both can be out this week. So if the Texans lose and the Colts win, they could, and the Jags lose, the Colts could be just tied with the Jags, and I'm pretty sure they beat them last time, no? Or they split the season series.
I think it was a split, but this year I think they also played once.
The Colts can easily sneak up to the Jaguars since the Texans might be facing some controversy here with all the injuries to Stroud and his concussion and Nico Collins with his injury. So it's gonna be very interesting to see a lot of interesting storylines the last 4 weeks of the season coming up. What else? Next, another interesting storyline. The Detroit Lions kind of peaked a little bit too early in the season, huh?
They cannot catch the ball for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't understand what it is.
Last year they were struggling and then finished strong. This year it's complete 180. They started strong and now they're struggling right now. They got blown up by the Ravens. They barely skated. They barely skated by the Bears the first time around, and then they got absolutely embarrassed by the Bears second time around.
I know Justin Fields just came back, so he had something to prove. But like,
are the lights too bright in Detroit? Are they not ready for the moment yet? Did people kind of say this team was a Super Bowl champion like us?
I didn't say we said Super Bowl champion.
I said us in general, like a Super Bowl contender. Sure. I think Elijah did. Sure.
I don't
know for sure, but
maybe like. I think we said it was going to be a really good team. You know what I mean? Maybe definitely playoff bound. Yeah, they never know what happens in the playoffs. I think that's what we alluded to. But like, Yeah, I think I still agree with our assessment from like the start of the season. I think this could be a playoff team that
Yep.
gets into the playoffs, and you don't know what's going to happen. But I also think after watching this game, after watching the last couple of games, that they need another piece, or they need their other piece to be there for at least more than 3 weeks. Like Jameson Williams, like he's still kind of slow to getting back, right?
Yeah, he just got back like
So
3 or 4 weeks ago.
so like I mean I don't know. Maybe if he was involved in the offense since week one, it would have been different. You know what I mean?
Also,
They
that
would have been
defense is getting exposed at secondary a little bit.
yeah. They've got holes. You know what I mean? So I think they're maybe a draft away from being really, really, really competitive. But I don't know.
Because they started hot. Like they got like 7-8 wins, but then the last couple games it's been dropped in embarrassments. They got blown out by the Ravens, and then they lost, but they almost got blown out by the Bears, who's one of the bottom teams in the league.
Yeah.
So
And like people are like, "What should we do with Justin Fields?" You trade Justin Fields. You know what I mean? And then he has an amazing game like that, and they're like, "Are we going to see that again?"
So do you think they should trade Justin Fields because they have the potential to have 2 of the top 5 draft picks in the draft this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a logical thing to think about it. You know what I mean? See how much you can get for him. He's a good enough quarterback where you probably get a first and maybe a fourth.
Caleb and Marvin Harrison.
That's crazy.
Because I think
I really don't want to see that. I want to see Marvin Harrison on the Giants or the Jets. I know it's.
I mean, obviously,
never
it's
gonna
a
happen,
little biased.
I know, of course.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I think Marvin Harrison.
I would want Marvin
next
Harrison
thing.
on the Patriots too. I don't blame you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, you're getting a quarterback here. Remember that quarterback. Just in case you guys end up with the first overall pick. Yeah, sure, whatever. Do you?
Daniels. Elijah, if you're watching.
You're really gonna draft. You're really gonna draft
Daniels.
Daniels. Get out of here, bro.
I know that for
Elijah's boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
God.
yeah, I mean, it with the Bears, it's kind of tough just because Justin Fields, you drafted him like a year or two ago, and you need help for DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. Like you need a second receiver to help take that edge off of them. Because the running game has been iffy besides Justin Fields, and the defense got better. Their rush defense is good, but their pass defense could be better. So
they could draft there. You know what I mean? Corners.
Plenty of drafts. Next one. Would you like to give a quick recap of the Jets and Texans game that we bet on? I bet on, but we both did pick them on.
We did pick 'ems, and I remember guaranteeing this at the start of the show, then into the show, then by the end of pick 'ems that Jets are going to beat Houston, and they did beat Houston. So I want to say I was right on that, and thank you very much. But thank you. But yeah, Zach Wilson came out and he played great. He managed the game. He did everything he needed to do, and the talent was there, and even through a rainy day. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of other players played really well, like Brees and Garrett Wilson. And I mean, anywhere from our tight ends to, you know what I mean, our offensive line even played pretty decent. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was a good game overall, and our defense really held, and that's how we beat Houston. I mean, I think we probably got lucky, but, I mean, if we played the rest of the season like that, it'd be fun. You know what I mean? Just to watch it.
I mean, for Zach Wilson, I mean, like he said, what are you gonna do? Bench me again? There's no pressure on Zach Wilson this time around, just because we know the Jets season is probably done for. So they're just seeing who can do what, basically an audition for next year's team.
Sure.
And for the Texans, this probably hit them at the worst possible time. You're vying for a playoff bid. You're vying for the division. You lost Tank Dell for the rest of the regular season last week, and then you potentially lose Nico Collins and your star quarterback CJ Stroud for this potential week because the concussion protocol and Nico Collins has not been practicing. So, yeah, this Jets game was kind of like everything bad that can happen to the Texans is happening. They lost against the Jets 30-6. Their best players got injured, so maybe a lot of momentum for them got killed for this Jets game.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's going to be interesting on how they handle this next week, because if they can squeak out a win, this Davis Mills be a playoff team. I'm telling you, yeah, Davis Mills, if he can sneak out just one win,
long next Davis Mills. Like, that thing is.
Yeah, but he's not a bad backup. He's pretty decent. You know what I mean?
He's okay. He's all right. But hey,
who play? Who does Houston play this week?
Who does Houston play this week? They play. They play Tennessee. They play God division rival.
So yeah,
I don't know.
That's gonna be a fun game.
That's gonna be a fun game.
Are you the real
thing? Bills versus Chiefs. Everyone's game of the week, pretty much. We got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. This game was electric throughout for the whole 4 quarters. But then obviously in the fourth quarter, the the offsides call, Mahomes post game getting mad. Honestly, this was probably Mahomes' weakest moment as an NFL player. He looked very weak out there complaining and shit. And you didn't see Josh Allen do that last year about the overtime coin thing. But with all being said, this was probably Mahomes' worst moment as a quarterback, as a competitor. But I mean, hopefully he can try to rally his troops and get back in the playoffs, like get play better in the playoffs. But as of so far, the Chiefs team has been struggling. Lost 4 out of 6. They did struggle last year, but then they made up for it. I don't know how I feel about this Chiefs team. Like I said earlier, I think the Ravens or Dolphins host the AFC Championship over the Chiefs this year. I just don't believe in a Chiefs team. And if they prove me wrong, they prove me wrong. But as of right now, I don't have a lot of confidence in this Chiefs team this year.
I could see a different host this year, but at the same time, I see that if the Chiefs buckle down with these next 3 or 4 games,
They always do, yeah.
it's going to be an insane playoffs. You know what I mean? And if Patrick Mahomes has to go to Baltimore to play, it's going to be insane to see if he walks out of that game as a winner. You know what I mean? And like, I completely agree with you. I think his behavior after that game was something we can all agree that we never want to see again from him, personally. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I think that'd be a great way to get back in everyone's good grace if you win that game. Who knows? You know what I mean? Hopefully, he went through a really bad loss. You know what I mean? That was an insane play by Travis Kelce. They talked about it after the game. They're like, I hope it's still on this Hall of Fame highlight thing. But it's at the same time, I don't know.
Kadarius Toney just gives them reasons to not be on the team next year.
You keep saying that. I agree and I don't agree. You know what I mean? He's a young, fast kid who they need.
I like Rashee Rice over him.
I like Rashee Rice over him too. Of course, that's the number one. I don't like MVS over him at all. I think you're crazy there. He has way better hands than MVS.
I mean, they both kind of dropped the ball on huge, huge
but
key plays.
He's gotten better with his catches throughout the year. MVS hasn't. You know what I mean? MVS just did have that one really good catch last game. I'm not going to front him for it, but it just, I think Kadarius Toney. I think the problem with the Chiefs were, why couldn't you run another hook and ladder? That's what they ran, Phil. They ran a hook and ladder. Like, it's like they sat Kadarius Toney on the sidelines for 3 plays because he doesn't know how to check if he's onside or offside, and he was clearly offside. And like, I don't know.
Plus, I kind of think they would see that coming, right?
What
if you say run it twice, you think they'd be more prepared for the second time around?
I mean, maybe it might be. People have done that. People have done that. People have run a play twice.
It might be a thing of, you don't think I'm going to run the same play over again, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know
what I mean? Like, running.
Like what I'm saying is there are other 3 plays that they threw. It wasn't like it was even close. You know what I mean? Like they knew they were going to go to Kelce and they're going to triple Kelce, and it wasn't even like.
Right. I mean,
I don't know. I think the big problem with this Chiefs team is that there is no second option.
Right.
I mean, there or third option. You know what I mean? Like it's Travis Kelce. You can lock down Rashee Rice, and then there's no third option.
Right. I think this might be because the running backs have been in and out of the injury report. Isaiah Pacheco didn't play last game, and CEH and Jerick McKinnon is kind of on and off. So this is probably the worst offense we've seen from the Chiefs so far the last 3 years. If we're being honest.
Probably.
Yeah, because I think they lead the league in drops, or like top 3. So, thanks. I know Mahomes in the locker room must have yelled at the whole receiving room. I'd be upset too if I was Mahomes over his receivers. he doesn't show it in the media just to show class, but I'm pretty sure behind closed doors he is chewing them out.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't like. He was so upset that it was a call that was called. You know what I mean? They never said it wasn't. Like, it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Because you can clearly see it, and you clearly see he's offside.
He said that was a bullshit. But he
in the moment,
he didn't have the same energy when it was Cleveland. The Jets, and it was Cleveland versus Kansas City. The dirty hit from Daniel Sorensen to one of the Browns players that could have set the Browns up on the 1 yard line for an easy touchdown.
Like or the Super Bowl
as well.
With that pass interference.
We have to realize as fans of the NFL or any sport in general, the refs are gonna make bad calls regardless of who the team is. Sometimes it's gonna benefit you, sometimes it's not. So if you complain about a bullshit call, make sure you complain about it if you get a bullshit call in your favor as well. Be consistent.
But Phil, hear me out on this. This is why I think the NFL isn't rigged. Like we've had this conversation in the past before.
I mean, they had a commercial in the
Like
beginning of the year about a script, so
like it might I get that you know that's a joke, Phil. But like hear me out. Hear me out. Like what I'm saying is like I like it might be like decided in a sense of like things between officials, between whatever. But what I'm saying is like the actual players like Patrick Mahomes, there's no way he thinks like you know what I mean?
we
Like
just
if
got
this is
Foster in the NFL. That's what we're saying.
yeah. Well no, I'm saying there might be, but
We need one.
I mean, I don't know.
Imagine
But what I'm saying, I get that, but like
if we did.
that would be bad. I don't know. It just what I'm saying is like it's crazy how overreacted he reacted. You know what I mean? Like that's a guy that like there's no way
he looks like a sore loser.
Yeah.
Big sore loser. Especially complaining to Josh Allen after the game.
That was tough to watch.
He should have shook his hand. He should have shook his hand, walked away, and then complained in the locker room.
I then after that moment was like, damn, I kind of feel something for the Bills because if someone ever did that to me, where they literally came up to me and was like, "What a bullshit call," and then just left, like I'd be like, yeah, bad. But like, I mean, I don't know.
I'll look at John feeling bad for the Bills.
I mean, no, seriously, like I kind of gained a little something for Josh Allen. Like, I mean, sure, the dude threw a pick, but I mean, he kept his composure. You know what I mean?
The Bills kind of do own the Chiefs in regular season play, but like I said, if the Chiefs redeem themselves, being the Bills in the playoffs, it'll be all water under the bridge. Like I said before, with a lot of teams, I'd rather win in the playoffs than the regular season matchup any day.
Yeah. Do you think that's in Patrick Mahomes' mind?
I mean,
that he loses all of these Bills games in the regular season and he just wants to like.
I mean, all he has to do roll the tape of the overtime game, roll the tape of all the games that we played in the playoffs. I'd rather have those wins over the regular season wins.
Sure, 100%.
Next up, speaking about another team that got embarrassed, the Eagles. Cowboys completely dog walked them at Jerry World. Their defense did everything they could. Dak Prescott shut the haters up. He went off. Great performance. CeeDee Lamb had a great game. Basically, the Cowboys team as a whole had a great game. Everyone on the Eagles was struggling, especially their defense. Their secondary was struggling. Their defensive line was struggling. Even the tush push was struggling as well. So, I mean, the Eagles are struggling as well too. The last couple games. Now the Cowboys are number one in the division. What's the panic meter if you're an Eagles fan right now?
Living in Jersey, I see a lot of Eagles fans. I follow a lot of Eagles pages. I think they are a little panicked, but I also think they know in the next 4 games they can get their head on straight. Like if anybody in the NFL can do it, it's them. They play the Giants twice, which no offense, but if you look at our rosters,
we need 3 more wins.
Completely lopsided. What?
We need 3 more wins.
I mean, it would be amazing to get that win.
They're at 5. Over 7.5. We need 3, John. We need to beat the Eagles at least once.
I know.
We need 1 miracle and then 2 wins.
I think we can beat them at the end of the season. Like I think
that last the players.
Game, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They never set their players.
I know. What is the Giants' rest of the year schedule? Because we have me and John. We put a bet down at the beginning of the year. The Giants over 7.5 wins. Right now they're at 5. So if they win 3 out of the 4, we cash out. So we need them to beat the Saints. So it's going to be the Saints, Eagles, Rams, Eagles. Honestly, the hardest matchup will probably be the the Eagles. They can steal one against the Rams and the Saints. They just need to beat the Eagles once.
Are we playing in California or are we playing in New York versus the Rams?
They're playing. Oh, you're playing in New York versus the Rams.
Thank God.
Honestly, you can steal one versus the Rams, and you could definitely steal one against the Saints with how Derek Carr in the office is playing. The only game that I'm worried about personally, if you want to cash this bet, you have to steal one against the Eagles. You have 2 chances to steal one game, just one.
We haven't beat the Eagles in like 3 years. It's been so bad.
Hopefully, honestly, I would rather get blown out the first Eagles game and then beat them and hoping they sit people out in the second game. Personally, if you want to cash in our bet.
Sure.
So, Tommy DeVito, 3 wins. That's all we need.
I mean, they might not win this week. You know what I mean? I mean, I picked them to win, and I think they will win.
They're winning this week.
Okay, all right.
They're winning this week because of our bet.
Okay,
they're winning this week.
How much money do we get if we get 3 of the 4 wins?
We put 40, right? So 80.
Yeah, 80. Not bad.
Yeah. So we each put 20. So you get 40, I get 40.
Nice.
So, but for the Eagles, I mean, San Fran's only looking stronger. The Cowboys, they're picking up a lot of momentum. So they could be the 2nd or 3rd seed or maybe they could be a wild card. To be honest, because if Dallas Cowboys can win the division just because of how they're playing right now. What's the Dallas schedule look like? Because I don't know who has a tougher schedule. Probably the
Definitely Dallas.
Cowboys.
No offense. I
Yeah.
don't mean they played the Giants twice. The Eagles couldn't luck out anymore.
Yes, the Eagles have the Seahawks, Giants. Oh, damn. Yeah, Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, Giants, and then the Cowboys. They got the Bills this week, so already a tough matchup. They got the Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Commanders. So they got 3 out of 4 tough teams. So yeah, it looks like the Eagles can close the division, but hopefully they actually take advantage of it, closing the division out.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know who's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a great matchup. Wait, how many of those do they play on turf?
I have no clue. I don't know the
Okay,
turf of each stadium,
damn
but
it.
um,
Cowboys
also,
schedule.
also Monday Night Football, 2 games played. The M in Monday Night Football stands for miracles, apparently. The Titans, late score by Derrick Henry. They win the game. And for the Giants, late field goal, Tommy DeVito, legacy drive, sets up a field goal to beat the Packers. Uh, so we'll talk about the Titans and Dolphins first. How worried are we about the Dolphins? Because they can't beat anyone over 500, and they're even losing to teams below 500. Do
We
we
just need
think
them to
that
beat the Cowboys. That's all we need.
we need to beat the Cowboys? Yes, but
Yeah.
for the Dolphins, I'm kind of worried for them. Yes, they have an electric offense. Tyreek Hill is hurt, so we have to see how they respond with that. But also, like I said, the playoffs are a bunch of all the good teams. They're not going to see any or like maybe like one team under 500. They're going to see all the best of the best in the playoffs. So if you can't beat them in the regular season, what makes you think you can beat them somewhat or be competitive in the regular season against them? What makes you think you can beat them in the playoffs?
It's gonna come down to if they can score more points than them, and then
Yep.
we're gonna see if they can do it or they can't. You know what I
Because
mean?
Bill Ramsey is back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
we don't know how this Dolphins team is going to respond to teams in the playoffs because
I think Tyreek Hill will be healthy by the playoff
he
time.
should
You
be.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
I'm kind of worried for them just because they've been known as the team that just beats up on the teams they should be beating up on, and then falling short of expectations against the good teams for the last
well,
two
they
years.
play the Jets too, so I'm hopefully we get a win against them. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, but I mean, how confident are you in the Dolphins right now?
I mean, hopefully not that confident. I think the Jets can beat them. So I mean, no, I mean realistically, I think they could be a team that does something in the playoffs, but they got to get to the playoffs first, and they gotta start beating these easier teams. Like they got to beat the Jets. They really got to decide the Jets. You know what I mean? Like last time they matched up, the only thing that decided them was bad quarterback play. The Jets don't have that now with Zach Wilson back. I think it's going to be a way more competitive game when they play. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I think they could do something in the playoffs. They just have to outscore everybody else, and I just don't know how I feel about that defense.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's kind of shaky.
I
Next
think
up,
it's good, but shaky.
yeah, absolutely. Hey, Giants and Packers, take it away.
Hey, man, it was a hell of a game. The Giants came back. Danny DeVito, and he was in the crowd, and you got some Joey Cutlets, and yeah, I mean
I can't really can't believe that's his agent. That is,
that's crazy, is
I
it
mean, of
not?
course, that's his agent.
Yeah. The picture of his agent with his dad and his brother. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like
Yeah,
oh
the New York media needs a feel good story like this, and Tommy DeVito has definitely been providing that feel good content for the New York sports media.
he's a Jersey kid, and
Yep.
I'm happy to have him on the team. I'm happy that he's doing what he's doing. He's doing a great job so far. I hope he keeps it up. We play the Saints this week, and we need 3 wins, Phil. So let's get it.
Please,
You know what I
Tommy,
mean?
if he
Tommy
wins,
Cutlets, let's go.
we're cutlets on. We're using the money to buy cutlets.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! We'll
Cutlet
go
dinner.
to a nice Italian play. Get some good spread. That's what's up. That's what we'll do.
Yeah. So if the Giants cash this bet over 7.5 season wins, me and John will go out and get a cutlet dinner.
Hell yeah!
So hopefully, please. And Darren Waller might be back this week, so hopefully.
I might get some shrimp scampi too. You never know.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? You never know.
that's a good idea. Forget about it.
Exactly.
We're gonna go through our pick'ems and then talk fantasy football, and then we're gonna end with a grid and maybe a bracket. We'll see if we have enough time. As of right now, I got one wrong and John got one right last week, but then it also was reversed. So as of right now, the 2 game lead over John still stands. So we're gonna go through the slate. Yay for me! We're gonna go through the slate right now for week 15. Just let me. I got it on my hand right now. Hold on.
Tonight,
Okay.
Chargers Raiders.
It's right. It's at Las Vegas. I'm gonna go the Chargers. I just think that they're the better overall team, despite um having no Jay Herbo or Keenan Allen, and the Raiders don't have Josh Jacobs tonight as well. So
I'm gonna go Raiders here.
ooh.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I like their quarterback. I like Antonio Pierce. I wanna see him upset on Monday night. They probably will get blown out when I say this. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm not a Chargers fan. I've never been a Chargers fan on this podcast, and I'll probably pick against them until the whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna go Raiders at home here. Why not? I think they
Right.
get the upset.
Gotcha. And we also have some Saturday games this week, which is nice.
I'm excited for
Um,
that. Double
so,
Monday night was good. You know what I mean? I think they should do more of that.
right. I think they always do it near the end of the year. No.
Yeah, they do, but that's once college is done. So you got to give like the
Yeah.
people something to like live for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Next up, the first Saturday game, Minnesota at Cincinnati. Alexander Madison will not be playing this game as well, which I don't think is a huge difference maker anyway. So
Who you picking?
Justin Jefferson said he will be playing this game. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I just think I have more confidence in the team as a whole. They still have some good defensive pieces, and I think Jake Brown and Jamar Chase's chemistry, and T Higgins and Mixon, they're better than I think what they have right now in who is it, Nick Mullins. So I'm gonna go Cincy.
I'm gonna go Cincy too. I like what their backup quarterback's been doing. I'm excited to see if they put it together. Although Justin Jefferson's gonna be a factor. If he takes one to the house, it's gonna be crazy. You know
Also,
what I
if
mean?
he takes one to the back, he's out again.
Yeah. That's facts. That's
He took one
facts.
to the back last week and was out for the rest of the game. So if that happens again, oof. Next one, the second Saturday game, Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. I'll let you pick this one first.
I think Indy's on a roll. I can't pick against them.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go Indy. I have no faith in this Pittsburgh team.
I have faith in the Pittsburgh team, but I think Indy's on a roll. So I'm being serious though. Like I think if Pittsburgh defense comes out and stops them a couple of times, like it's. I mean, they're playing Indianapolis, so I mean, I think that's also going to be a factor.
Right. And then the last Saturday game, Denver at Detroit. I'm going Detroit. They need a bounce back game badly, and I think they get against Denver.
Last night, I feel like I went Denver here. Did I not?
I think so.
I might have. Yeah. I kind of want Detroit tonight. I'm switching it up, just because I think they get a bounce back win here. I think they need to get a bounce back win. I think Sean Payton loses because they're not in Denver.
Gotcha. Next one. Now the Sunday slate. KC at New England. I'm going KC. Because if the Patriots win this one, I'd be completely shocked.
Are you pissed because of draft rankings?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go KC here too because I think as good of a defense as New England is, when KC defeats that defense, it's going to be a huge momentum swing for their team. Hopefully their defense, KC's defense, can stop Bailey Zappi. But they're going to be at home, so it's going to be interesting to see how people react to Zappi at home. He's a fan favorite. He reminds a lot of people of certain number 12. Just because in his rookie year he didn't know if he was going to live or die either, and he was like, let's buy a home and yada yada. His whole documentary came out, and whatever. So I think the Phantom's going to be there for Zappi, but I do think Casey's going to take it out.
Gotcha. Next up, Jets at Dolphins. I'm going to go Dolphins because they need to try to solidify their playoff positioning. I think this is a perfect opportunity to do so.
I'm going to go Dolphins as well, but I predict a Jet upset.
So which one's your official pick?
I'm going to go Dolphins of Pick'ems for the safe pick because I am only down 2 games. So I don't want to be down 3 games. And because I already picked the Giants. So I can't pick the Jets and the Giants to win 2 weeks in a row. That'd be insane. Although I do think it's going to happen. I'm going to go back on IB team. Be like, no, I'm
hope so. Next one, Chicago at Cleveland. I'm going to go Cleveland just because I just think that they're going to fight for the playoffs, but I think they'll barely miss it. And I think Chicago, yes, they played well against Detroit, but this is a way scarier defense than Detroit and Cleveland.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm going to go the Browns here too. I think they're playing for a playoff spot, and if Joe Flacco starts to dissect that that Chicago defense, at least in the air. Like he's gonna have a lot of success. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna
Next
go.
one, Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah, sorry.
Next one, Houston at Tennessee. Granted, CJ Stroud might be out, Nico Collins might be out. So no matter, I think if they're out, I'm going Tennessee. But if Stroud plays, I'm gonna go Houston.
I'm gonna agree with that assessment. I will do the exact same thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll do Houston, then Tennessee. I'll update it if Stroud is out.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Next one. We already know the pick for this one. Giants at the New Orleans. I'm gonna go Giants.
I'm gonna go Giants as well.
Absolutely, you got to. Forget about it. Next one, Falcons at Panthers. I'm gonna go Falcons because the Panthers suck.
You said Falcons at Panthers. Yeah, I'll go Falcons as well.
Next up, Tampa Bay at Green Bay. Battle of the Bays. I'm going Green Bay. They should have lost that game because the Giants now they're angry to probably take it out on the Bucks.
And they're at home, and it's gonna be freezing there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go Green Bay as well.
Next one, San Fran and Arizona. San Fran in a blowout.
Yep, same.
Washington at LA Rams. Go Rams.
I'm going Rams as well.
Okay, and then Dallas at Buffalo.
What are you going with?
Dallas.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys as well.
Oof, damn. You know it's bad when we're both picking Cowboys.
I know.
Then Baltimore at Jacksonville. I'm going Baltimore.
Like I don't want to go Jacksonville here, but I'm gonna go Baltimore as well.
Boo.
I know. Sorry.
Next one and the last one, Monday Night Football. Philly versus Seattle at Seattle. I'm going Philly.
I'm gonna go Philly as well.
Okay. And there are our pick'ems. John has a 2-game. I have a 2-game lead right now, and the only game we disagreed on was tonight.
Oh damn! You know what? There might be an update. I might wake up and change it up.
Yeah. So
because if I don't win tonight, it's gonna be
Yeah. So technically, you have access to it. So all games lock at kickoff. So 1 o'clock games close at 1, 4 o'clock games close at 4, 8, etc., etc. So
Monday night,
Saturdays as well. So
I do think the Seahawks could upset. Maybe I'll switch that. No, I'm joking.
So as of right now, we also have our playoffs we need to talk about. As of right now for our ESPN league, our bracket looks like this. I am facing the number 1 seed. I'm the 8th seed, and Kevin. Elijah versus TJ, our co-hosts, face each other as the 4th and 5th seed. John versus RJ as a 6 and 3, and Chris versus Shane as 7 and 2. And John, I have a question for you for the thing.
What?
Do you think, now looking back at it, now that you're the 6th seed?
6th seed, yes.
Do you think you should have beaten Tommy to try and prove to have 5 seed?
I believe it probably would have been better for me, looking back.
For that, RJ is a scary team.
RJ is a very scary team. Are you serious? You
would have faced TJ. I would have rather faced TJ than.
I know, RJ. Bro. I don't want to talk about it. It's honestly, it's bad how dumb. Yeah. I mean, bro. I to be fair, like, I wanted to make Tommy kind of fantasy relevant, and even though he was going to lose, you know what I mean?
Backfired.
It backfired, but hey, I mean, it was a plan nonetheless. You know what I mean? I stick by my guns because realistically, we needed how many? This is 12-man league?
12, yeah.
Yeah, we needed a 12 to start off the year, and I paid his funds. So I would have gotten like half if Tommy won it all. You know what I mean? So like I had to try something.
Your best interest of your pockets.
Yeah, if of my pockets was to do that. You know what I mean? But realistically, looking back, it probably hurts me in the long run because he'll probably beat me this week, if we're being honest with each other.
It's going to be a good game.
I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game, but Phil, I'm really kind of nervous with who I start as my second wide receiver, who I start as my flex.
And you know who,
if I switch up kickers.
You know who TJ had at quarterback this week?
Who?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I know. And he's out. I know. I don't want to talk about it. I know. I don't want to talk about it. He has no quarterback, and you're playing someone with no wide receivers. Yes, there are, I would say, better odds for better people, but,
right.
This is the first week Jalen Hurts and Antonio Brown are playing somebody who's maybe average.
Right. So let's look at your matchup first. Jalen Hurts versus Seattle, A.J. Brown as well. Kamara versus the Giants. So you'll be rooting for Kamara, I guess, here and
Yeah,
there.
to score. He'll score
Yes.
all 3 touchdowns. He'll beat him 4 touchdowns or 3
Kyron
touchdowns.
Williams, 25.8 projection against the Commanders. Wow.
Yeah, hopefully.
Puka 14, Jake Ferguson 12, Brees Hall 16. You got the Minnesota defense against Cincinnati. I'd probably change that.
I don't know. My other defense is playing Denver, so
You could always just drop her out of defense.
yeah, there's no one else worth it. I mean,
Um,
I'm thinking about doing that with kicker. I mean, there's KC's defense is playing New England. I might pick up them.
yeah. Yeah, but on the other side, you have Dak Prescott versus the Buffalo Bills. That might be a shootout. ETN versus the Ravens. He's been slow lately. DeAndre Swift has been very confusing this year. He either goes off or is silent.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams plays tonight, so your matchup could very much hinge on tonight as well. Zay Flowers Sunday night. Hopkins, Cleveland Browns defense against Chicago, so they might have a field day versus
And he's
Chicago.
got Avery, the kicker, who
And
just had an amazing
Brandon
week.
Aubrey versus.
Yeah, Aubrey, whatever.
I mean, or he could completely fall off this week. Who knows?
Hopefully he falls up this week, but I doubt it. He'll probably give me at least 12 to 13 points.
Damn, 150. Good lord, John, you are a 9-point favorite right now. 150, 140 is crazy. But
I mean, I don't think my players are going to score 150, which is so.
Any predictions or how you feel about the matchup?
I'd like to win. I don't think I will. Is that a good enough prediction for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, well.
The next matchup we have, the 7 versus 2 seed, Chris versus Shane, Purdy versus Trevor Lawrence. We know how healthy Trevor Lawrence is. McCaffrey versus Aaron Jones. I think McCaffrey got it there. Pierce versus Rashad White. Rashad White, I'll give it to him. DJ Moore versus Devontae. I'll take DJ Moore. Tyreek Hill, if he plays, versus Rashee Rice. Tyreek Hill. Darren Waller, if he plays, versus Kittle. I think Kittle, because I think he'll have a good showing. DK Metcalf versus Drake London. I'll take DK. Dallas versus Pittsburgh defense. And then Riley Patterson versus the Rams kicker. As of right now, Chris is favored by 13. I think Chris takes out the defending champ.
Does he?
Shane won last year, correct?
Yeah, he did win last year.
Yeah, I just think.
And he's a 2 seed, so
Trevor Lawrence is probably going to struggle against the Ravens defense, especially with being injured. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see Chris lose, but I also think I don't know, bro. I mean, Chris will probably win. Chris will probably win this matchup, but I do believe that Shane's got to find his team to get here out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? He could still add Cooks, who plays Sunday. He could add.
He's also not finalist, so yeah.
Yeah.
The next up, the battle of the co-hosts: Elijah versus TJ. Stafford versus Geno Smith. Since Justin Herbert was his original quarterback, but he's out for the rest of the year, so he's got dropped. Wait, hold on. Is he? Oh, hold on.
What?
Oh, I just thought of something. Where is he?
Well, for Elijah or
Justin Herbert, welcome to my bench. You will be my next year's quarterback. Thank you, TJ. I just added him.
Why?
He'll be my keeper for next year.
What round was he picked in?
Good question, actually.
If he was a 4th round pick or above, I'd release him right now.
Justin Herbert got drafted 38th.
Yep, that's a release. It's a 3rd round pick. You're not going to keep your 3rd round pick.
I mean, I'll have my 1st and 2nd. So, I'll
I
hear
that. I'm just saying.
Thank you. So back to the matchup. Stafford versus Smith. I'll take Stafford. Austin Eckler versus Saquon. That can go either way. Austin Eckler has no Keenan Allen or Herbert. So I think Saquon probably wins that matchup. Mixon versus Mr. Ford from Cleveland. I'll go Mixon. Diggs versus Browns can go either way because Diggs has been off lately. Debo versus Ayuk. Battle of the San Fran wide receivers.
That'd be interesting.
Probably Debo. Kelsey was going to win the matchup no matter who was next to him.
I don't know.
Mostert versus Noah Brown. I think Mostert.
Okay.
Miami versus LA. Rams, probably the Rams, because that O line for the Washington Commanders is trash.
Yeah, but they throw a lot on the Rams, so I'm gonna be. I don't know.
It could go either way.
It could go either way.
Then Chase McLaughlin versus Jake Moody, because we know how John feels about Jake Moody. McLaughlin.
Yeah, McLaughlin. Although they're
They-
playing Arizona, so I mean,
yeah,
I don't. How many? Did they take a field goal in that game? Probably not.
maybe we'll find out. So TJ is an 8-point favorite. Honestly, I think with the loss of Herbert, I think Elijah might steal this. Not gonna lie to you.
Sure. I think Geno Smith. I don't know if he has a good game or not against Philly, but I don't think
That,
so.
that's gonna be the X factor for him. Can Geno Smith perform?
And he really is relying on that until Monday, and he might not score enough points. I do think Barkley will go off. I do think he's got some people like Ford probably have a good game.
Right.
But I do think Elijah could pull this out. I think it's a closer game than it estimates.
Oh wait, hold on. I think Herbert's a 4th-round pick.
Oh, that's good.
Because 38, because 12, 24, 36, that's 3 rounds, and then 38 is 4th. Hey,
Okay, 4th-round pick.
I'll
I
definitely
mean, you probably still get him in the 4th this year. I'm just saying.
yeah. So either way, it helps. And in my matchup, I am a 6-point underdog this week against Kevin. Keenan Allen did not play, and Nico Collins is questionable, so he replaced that with and he said Justin Fields. He chose Russell Wilson against Detroit. Oh, hold on, we got some moves made. Lamar versus Russell Wilson. I think Lamar personally, but I'm biased, so I'm going to say my players no matter what. James Cook versus Bijan. I think Bijan will definitely do better than James Cook this week. Javonte Williams versus Najee Harris. Probably Javonte. I'll be honest. Lamb versus Jamar Chase. Probably CeeDee Lamb because they need to win this game. Ridley versus Lockett. I think probably Lockett. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to start Ridley this week.
Okay.
Laporta versus Trey McBride, who's been going off, but they face the San Francisco defense this week, so he might be limited. Ingram versus Olave. I think Ingram has probably been probably the second best player for the Jags this year, right? Receiving wise.
Yeah, second place maybe.
And Olave is injured, so we'll see. Las Vegas has defense plays tonight for him, and I got the Falcons defense versus the Panthers. So hopefully the Falcons go off. And then I got Butker, and he has Evan McPherson.
You need the Chargers to go off too tonight.
Yeah, I need Chargers to score a lot.
I
mean, I'm a 6-point underdog with all these favorites. I'm gonna pick me regardless. So
okay.
I got me. How do you see this playing out?
I think he probably stays on. He wins it. He's a really good team. I think it's gonna be a really close game, but I think he still has enough to beat you. You know what I mean? But you could beat him. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Right. Okay. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait. I have no players playing tonight, but he has the Raiders defense. He has a lot of Saturday players. Russell Wilson, Javonte Williams.
So you might outscore him on Sunday. That might just be it. You know what I mean?
Well, I have Laporta, Najee, and Chase on Saturday. So I have a good amount of Saturday players too.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So hey, next week we'll update you on who makes it and who doesn't. It could be both of us making it to the second round, or maybe none of us, or either one. So worst case scenario, because if I win, so if I win and Elijah wins, we face each other next week. But if John wins, he could face the winner of Shane and Chris. So we could potentially have a Ball Essential championship potentially.
You know what's funny about that is that like
if I have me versus you championship,
if I win, no, I get that. No, I don't know if I want that to happen, but no, I don't. You do.
You want to get your first championship? You're gonna have to get through me to get your first championship.
That's fun. I hope you get eliminated this week now. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
But no, I'm just saying because the one. All right, you could say like for example, I just want to like make this point known because you're like, do you regret like losing, like and letting Tommy win or whatever, right? And I really don't regret it now because Elijah and you are in one side of the bracket and I'm in the other. You know what I mean?
Right. But you do get the harder matchup in RJ.
Sure. Yeah. I get the harder matchup in RJ, but at the same time, I don't have to face the two people that really beat me this year. I mean, RJ beat me this year, no doubt, but like I don't know. You know what I mean?
but, yeah, because
Like I
after
wouldn't have
our
lost
game,
to you in the playoffs. You know how sweet it would be if you beat me in the playoffs, like on the channel. You'd be like, "Ooh!"
yeah, I'd come
And
in
I'd
with
be
a
like,
costume and everything. It just we'll see
"You
if I
come
win
in
this
with a
year.
costume?"
Like dressed up nice,
Oh,
glasses, a
okay,
little
got
suit.
you, got you.
I'd probably
All
buy a sports
business.
jacket, but
You'd be like, "I stand all business." Okay, got you.
if I win as the eighth seed, you will not hear at the end of it. I promise you. Don't, John. What did Deanna Brown say? Don't let me get one. Don't let me win as the eighth seed.
Hey man, I'm not playing your first round, but like you could get this one. I'm just saying it's a close matchup.
We need a Giants type run here from my team.
Yeah,
Yep.
a Giants type run.
What did that one Jets player say for all the non-believers, for all the doubters?
Yeah. Bart Scott.
Yep,
Yeah,
we're using that phrase the whole week.
Okay, got you. I liked it.
So
I like that.
we need to beat the number one seed.
Word.
So I think that's fantasy football talk. We got
Yep.
that. So we're gonna do a grid and then we're gonna head out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let's see. Boom. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can continue our streak. Because we did one with Waleed earlier this week. He did pretty good. Okay,
Yeah,
let me know when it pops up. Okay. Boom. There. Okay, so
Okay, gotcha.
the top is the Bengals, the Cardinals, and what's that one on the right say? Two kick returns or punt returns touchdowns in the season since 1999. Oh, damn. And
Can we
then
do another one? Can we reboot this?
I have to. Two
don't-
just caught in one game? Good lord.
I could do that one.
I'm
If you can reboot it.
Yeah, let me see. Reset grid. Let's see if we can reset.
Because I hate both of these teams.
Oh damn. I don't think. Play previous grids. Let's do that one. We'll do 166. Okay, so we got 1,000 receiving yards in a season since 1999. Colts, Chiefs up top, and then Jaguars, Saints, and Commanders on the left. John, you can start it off. Let me make sure it's unlimited. Oh yeah, okay, it is unlimited. We're good.
And you can start it off. How about that?
Okay. I'm gonna go Michael Thomas for Saints in 1,000 yards.
Nice.
Even though he's not like that anymore, apparently. There you go. What we got?
All right. What do we got? We got Saints, Colts. Is there somebody on the Saints and the Colts?
No.
I'm blanking right now, Phil. If you want to step in here, give my guts.
Chiefs, Jaguars, Juwan Taylor, that current offensive lineman they have.
Okay, cool. Go on.
There you go. No.
All right, I got one. Chiefs, National Football Team or Washington. Give me Alex Smith.
That works. Oops.
Or actually, no, wait.
That works. Yeah, that pays for both.
I know. I got somebody else too.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Give me Trent Green.
Let's see which one was more rare. Oh,
Trent Green.
1,000-yard receiving yards and Jaguars. I think Mike Thomas. We'll try to double up on Thomas's. No, he didn't. Who's the wide receiver I'm thinking of then? Oh, sorry, it's Allen Robinson. That's the wide receiver I'm thinking of.
Interesting.
There it is.
Okay. Chiefs, Saints. Give me Joe Horn.
Okay. Hopefully I don't have to find it go too far. I'll have to probably retype it. Joe Horn. Was it 1996, 2007?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, damn, John with the double rare.
Yeah.
Did McLaurin get a 1,000-yard season?
McLaurin, I don't know.
We'll find out. Yes, he has.
Nice. Now it's just the Colts. Shane would have a field day.
Did David Garrard play for quarterback for the Colts? I know he played for the Jaguars.
I don't know. If you want, you can try it.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Oh!
Hold on. Give me Kerry Collins for the Colts and the Saints.
I know who got for Jaguars and Colts. Their quarterback, Mr. Gardner Minshew. Completely forgot about him.
Oh, nice. Gardner Minshew. Solid pick.
Hey, let's finish it out.
Okay. I got one. Give me. I'm deciding between the two quarterbacks. It's gonna be Brissett or Wentz. You thinking Brissett?
Oh, both work.
Yeah.
So which one do you think is more rare?
Brissett. I feel like Brissett's more rare.
If you had to guess, what percentage?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna say 5.
I'm probably gonna say 40.
Damn. Oh,
17.
Okay.
Not bad. In between.
Okay, we'll take it. Hey, that's our grid. Juwan Taylor, Gardner Minshew, Allen Robinson, Joe Horn, Kerry Collins, Michael Thomas, and Trent Green, Jacoby Brissett, and Terry McLaurin. The streak lives. We will take it.
Lit. I'm excited about it.
So, do you think we'll ever get into not only use 9 attempts and no unlimited, or should we stick with unlimited?
I mean, I don't know. I think we should start maybe using 9 attempts. You know what I mean, so we can hit our goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, try to be
I'm always
more
down to
challenging.
push the. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we'll see. Maybe next week we'll try it because we're in a comfort zone right now. So we'll try to get out of comfort zone.
It's been nice. It's been nice to do it though. You know what I mean? It's been nice to. It hasn't really taken that many tries. You know what I mean?
Right.
We had one miss
week.
in this whole one. Yeah. Last week was a oof.
We took forever with that one pick.
Yeah. There only was one guy that ever did it. You know what I mean? And it took forever to just like come to him. You know what I mean?
Right. So hey, that's the pod for the week. NFL Week 15. A lot of implications for playoff teams and fantasy football playoffs as well. Hopefully, by the time you see us again, we'll probably Monday night or Friday afternoon or Friday afternoon. Both of us will be in the second round. Like I said, I want John to win. I want Elijah to win, and I want myself to win. I don't really care about Chris and Shane's matchup. I just want all of us to be in the second round. Because if that happens, me and Elijah, second round, then John versus whoever, I just want a ball central championship. I don't care who it is.
I'm excited to see who wins against Shane or Chris because realistically, both a tough matchup. I'm not
right. Yeah, I just want like 2. We have 4 opportunities to get to the championship. Four separate managers. It's tough to see. Also, I think you losing Tommy kind of messed up the like. Each co-host gets his own matchup against someone that's not each other. It might have. I don't know exactly for sure, but
I mean, it kind of helped out in a way. I mean, maybe not.
It could have been me versus somebody, Elijah versus somebody, you versus somebody. TJ
I could have been 3 though. I could have been 3 versus Elijah, and I wouldn't have want that matchup.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? So because he beat me earlier in the year, and now he's got a little aura over me, and then he's just like, well, anything could happen week 1, and then bam, he beats me again. I'm like,
yeah. So hey, it's gonna be interesting how that plays out. Final words before we head out.
It's been a hell of a year. It's been great talking football. And I'm excited to see what happens this week, and I'm excited to see what happens tonight on Thursday Night Football.
Right.
What about you, Phil?
It's gonna be very interesting to see how this game plays out. A lot of people are saying it's gonna be ass. It's gonna be an underwhelming primetime game. But hey, who knows? Maybe
Chargers might run away with it. You never know.
Eason and AOC might put on a show. Who knows? With that being said, there's about 2 or 3 more shows left before the year ends. We're in December currently. The new year is closely approaching. So hey, let's finish out these couple weeks strong to enter the new year, and excited to see what 2024 brings for us.
Facts.
So with that being said, the Ball Central podcast, you can find us on audio and all the podcasting platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, Spotify for podcasts, etc., etc. And if you want to find us visually, so you can see our beautiful faces, you can find us on YouTube at Baller Central. Monday live, Friday NFL, and then the occasional WWE pod from me and Elijah once a month. And we're doing a WWE award show for the 2023 year, maybe at the last week of the year. So stay tuned in for that. So from myself, John, and the rest of Baller Central, we will see you guys next week. We are out.
Deuces.